For a long time, I have thought about writing a journal, and for a long time I did not. In the blur of events that overtook us in 1940, there did not ever seem to be much time. Since then, one excuse or another has reared its head, up to and including the fact that I have a suspicion there might be something in the King's regulations against it. However, I now find myself very far from home, in a hole in the ground in a field in Russia, where there is not so much as a small village nearby to notice our presence. It's safe to say, then, that King's regulations don't hold much weight here, except as they apply to my own limited authority as de facto OC of the 157th. I don't have a clear idea of where to begin this, so I think I shall simply jot down my daily musings from time to time as it feels appropriate. I should like to add that if anything happens to me, I would like this notebook forwarded to my father, Jacob Wallace, who lives in Edinburgh. I have written his address on the cover. I shall also write out this paragraph in Russian, as well as I can translate it, for the benefit of anyone who should happen to find it among my personal effects after the fact. The last few days remind me a great deal of the Battle of France. The enemy advances closer to our position every day, and I have a suspicion that very soon we shall have to abandon Zanino and move on further eastwards. Much like in France, we are plagued with logistical problems, poor communication, and even the same lack of high-quality fuel for our aeroplanes. Unlike in France, however, we have seemingly endless tracts of land to continue retreating into. It can't go on forever, obviously. I expect that if Moscow itself falls, it might represent the final straw and will break the proverbial camel's back entirely. However, the fact remains that this country is truly massive. Navigation over the endless fields and forest represents one of the biggest challenges, particularly as I'm used to flying around very clearly defined coastlines, both back in England and during the brief period I have recently spent around Murmansk. Luckily, my new comrades have done their best to acquaint me with the terrain as best as they can and share what tips they can offer. Many of them were civilian flyers before the outbreak of war, and at some sort of government-sponsored flying club that I gather is very common here. In return, they all seem keen to learn what I have to teach them and are very keen to hear various stories from the summer of last year when we stopped the Luftwaffe at the Channel. We forget sometimes that ours was the first air force to stop Hitler's mob in their tracks, and this now seems to have bestowed a reputation for seemingly supernatural wisdom upon us from the perspective of these Soviet aviators. They are fast learners, though, and I imagine it will not be long before they become sick of hearing me talk about it. They seem a nice enough bunch, although I have some difficulty putting names to faces still. It's much harder without nicknames like Nudger, Lofty, or Bully to fall back on. We even have two Alexeys in the squadron, Yushevsky and Tolstokojev, respectively. The latter is a quiet fellow that I haven't had much occasion to speak with, but Alexei Yushevsky I have immediately gotten on with very well. Before the war, he was a teacher of Russian literature, but decided to join the Air Force when hostilities broke out in Poland, thinking, according to him, that he'd be better off getting his training done sooner rather than later. I quite like him. He has a good sense of humour, and even speaks a little bit of English. If he keeps his tail clean, I expect he might go quite far in the service. I think his teaching background gives him a natural talent for marshalling the younger rookies about, and he will probably make a good squadron commander one day. I suppose it is my responsibility to make sure he lives long enough to make good on that opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to IL-2 Sturmovik Battle of Moscow, where we're about to head out on another combat air patrol, very, very similar to the last one. We've got 4 of us. We're heading just to the south. The front lines are creeping ever and ever closer to our airbase, but we need to get over there and do some patrolling and engage enemy aircraft that we find. I'm sure there'll be plenty of them. There's lots of bombers out in force today. We've got a unit of Soviet ground attackers in the area, and I think some bombers as well. No other friendly fighters, it's just us, which I hope is not going to be a problem. As you can see, our waypoints, as usual, are a bit of a mess, but the general gist is head south, patrol over this area, engage what we can find. The weather's a bit crud today, to be honest with you. Fairly low level cloud, it's raining, there's fog on the ground level as well. It's a bit icky. The weather is not very nice, but we'll just have to live with it. Alright. It's time for us to get going, I think. We have with us today Tikhon and both the Alexeys were joining us today. I forget their surnames, but we have both the Alexeys in the squadron joining us today on this one. One of them is senior lieutenant, I think that's the rank, and has like 15 missions under his belt. The other Alexei is like the newest member of the squadron. I think he's only flown 2 missions, so need to keep an eye on him. Alright chaps, let's go. Get up in the air so we can close this canopy and stop getting wet. Up we go. Gear coming up. Turn the HUD back on, I just realised that was turned off. Dial back the power a bit, dial back the propeller pitch. Let's do a left circuit today. Alright chaps, you with me back there? I can see, I count 2 of you at least. And a 3rd in the distance, jolly good. That's better. Not getting soaked anymore, at least for now. Okay, well, I think I'm happy to head sort of southeast-ish for the moment. Gain a bit of altitude and then zigzag back to the southwest to enter our patrol area. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to be doing. Dial back power a little bit more, let the others catch up. Until then, I bid you a brief farewell. I shall rejoin you when excitement is on the menu. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a whole mess of contacts in front of us. I don't think a lot of them are friendly. I don't know why the auto level icon is still on the top right there. Now I've turned it off. Seems to be a bit of a bug. It stays switched on sometimes. Alright, we're just kissing the cloud layer. The turbulence is dreadful, as you can see. It bounced around quite a bit. I think the enemy outnumbers us, and they're currently picking apart, by the sounds of what's going on the radio, they're picking apart some of our ground attackers, which is not good. So we're going to speed over here and try and get involved, but I don't know what we can do other than provide additional targets at this point, because there's a lot of them. You can see a lot of them manoeuvring around at the moment. I think the best we can do is try and make sure we come into this fight from above. I see tracers. Probably someone shooting at one of the Sturmoviks or the Peshkas. How my temperature's doing? Not too bad. Open the radiator up a bit more. Oh, okay, don't go into the cloud too much. Now on the other side as well. Hello there, chaps at the back. I see you. Oh, hello. There's someone in front of us right now. It's a 109. Difficult to see anything out the front of this plane sometimes. All the cockpit bits in the way. Was a 109 in front of us there. I've lost him now though. See some ground stuff shooting at them. I think we're over enemy lines right now. No, we're just on the front line itself. It's like a squadron of ground attackers there. I'm going to tell you guys, patrol for air enemies. Have at it, boys. I'm going to open the canopy and get nice and wet. I need to be able to see where I'm going. Hello. You stay away from that Sturmovik, you scumbag. What is that? That looks like an Italian to me. Yep, that's a Matchy. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to save that Sturmovik. I think it went into the trees there. I think I just shot off part of his tail. I think I did. He's gone in. Scratch one Italian. Right. Do you know, that's not the first time I've seen that happen in this game. I think the elevators on the match here are a little bit flimsy. Whoa! Jesus Christ. I didn't even see that. I saw the traces and then heard him whiz past it about 1,000 miles an hour. Alright, well, there's an Angry 109, or possibly a Matchy. I'm not sure. They both have the same engine, so they sound the same. Else belt. That was close. Anything in the mirror? Oh, I think I see something back there. Hello. I think it's an Italian. He looks Italian. If you want to turn fight with me, my old mate, you're welcome to. Bound to have friends though. Come on, old beast, give me some more speed. Damn it. He just changed direction at the right moment. Now what's he doing? Trying to get me to overshoot, I think. No, Sonny Jim. I'm not playing that game with you. You can't out-slow a hurricane, mate. That's not how it works. I think he's had it. Took virtually all my ammo, but he's had it. There we go. Lovely. The amazing brass balls on that guy. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in. Nice down low, and I'm going to turn fight with a hurricane. And nothing bad will come of it, I'm sure. Alright, where is everybody? Something burning in that forest over there. Might be the remains of that Sturmovik from earlier. Where is everybody? That looks a little unfriendly, that thing up there. That is definitely unfriendly. Jesus Christ, hello. Oh my god. What is even happening right now? Okay, I think he might be about to crash. He just went up it vertical and stalled. Good grief. I want out of here. There's too many bad guys. And even if they are managing to kill themselves, there's still more of them. Where's the other one gone? There was another one back there. You can't say they don't have style, you know? I would tell my guys to regroup right now, but I don't want to tell them that when they're in the middle of a fight because the idiot AI won't know any better. Jesus Christ, there goes another one. Alright, one of the Alexas is still around after all. He's definitely kicking, because I've just heard him speak on the radio, and where did that guy go? Has he gone up into the clouds? Might have done. Where's the nearest airbase? This sort of general direction. Oh, hello. I see someone headed over that way. Is he after me, or what's he doing? Kinda looks like he's coming after me. Alright. Well, if he was attacking me, he's not very committed to the idea. It's just gone back up again. Right, I don't really want to fly through the smoke, if I'm honest with you, because the thing with smoke and clouds is I don't know for certain, but I have a pet theory that in this game the enemy AI has X-ray vision and it can see through clouds and smoke. Because I'm pretty sure I've been attacked straight through a cloud layer before once. I was bounced by 109s that were inside some clouds, and it was a bit sort of like, okay, that doesn't seem quite physically possible, and yet they somehow managed to see me. See a guy back there. I think it's the same one. He's just sort of circling. Not sure what he's up to. Oh, he might have company, judging by the map there. Right, well, if he's got some friends, I might be about to take my brave pills. He's going straight up. What's he doing? Is that a 109 or is it a matchy? That's the question. Gents, give me a hand. I think I can see my friends up there in the clouds. They're just sort of circling around up there, not being very helpful. Guy's just showing off now. It's like, look at my climb rate, aren't I great? Bet you wish you could do this, you little hurricane. Yes, you're right, I wish I could. Right, he was there and now he's gone. Always a bit disconcerting. What's the deal? Did my friend spot anything? Yeah, he's tangling with them. Come on. Where are you? Is that him? Looks kind of like it, yeah. Actually, I'm not really sure. That could be a Matchy, it could be a Hurricane, I don't really know. The way it's maneuvering makes me think it's a Matchy. Orders, attack nearest air target. Get stuck in, boys. If you're not trying already. Who's that headed straight for the ground? Just pulled out of an amazing dive there. That's a Matchy. Oh, bloody hell. Freaking nearly crashed into the bastard. Where's he gone? Lost him against the ground. Well, I mean, that was either what he just did was either very stupid or very clever. And I'm leaning towards very clever because I don't see a fireball down there, and I've completely lost him. I can hear the drone of an engine somewhere. I don't see shit. Whoa. Okay, I found him. Or rather, he found me. I got some shots into him, but it didn't do much. It's me out of ammo. He's chasing one of my mates. Mate, dude. Brake. Move. Thank you. Do something, mate. Get out of the way. There's nothing I can do right now. Go evasive, buddy. I mean, that's a kind of evasive, I suppose. Negative G's all the way down. This guy chases after you. I mean... Do I have a sidearm here? I do. This is what we've been reduced to, apparently. Oh, this guy's such a moron. If only I had some more ammo right now. Please somebody shoot him down. Oh boy, don't get in front of his guns. Oh, for goodness sake. Where the hell are we? Let's drag him over some AA guns, shall we? guys have eyes on him? He's just sort of flying around, isn't he? Flight leader orders. Cover me. Follow me back here. We'll fly over the airbase and we'll hope that the guns should shoot him down. It's our old friends at Varvarovka. They were deadly accurate with their AA guns last time, so let's see if they can do it again. They're firing at something, aren't they? The big guns are, anyway. The big guns won't kill him, though. It's the little ones we want to shoot at him. We need him to come down here and play with us at low altitude. Is that him up there? I reckon it is. I'm looking directly at you dudes right now. I'm going to order you. Orders. Attack nearest air target. Are they going to actually do anything now I've told them to do that? No. They're not doing anything. I feel like there's more than one matchy here now, you know. Come and play with me down here. Or are you too smart for that? He's trying to slot in behind you. For goodness sake, man, move. Oh dear, my poor novice pilots. They're just not up to the job, are they? Remember how I talked about how they have a habit of just sort of flying around in circles and letting the enemy shoot them? Well, quod et demonstrandum, everybody. Although it looks like the AA guns have finally gotten a bead on this guy, so he's done their job for them. Someone just zoomed past him. A couple of people did. I think that's both of my guys. This guy, he's just stalled out. Man, the Italians have a real problem with going into spins, don't they? Is he going to go down now? Looks like he is. Good grief. Alright, Tweedledum and Tweedledee up there. Part of me wants to believe it's actually both the Alexeis up there being a pair of idiots. Follow me, we're going home. Getting a real sense of deja vu with this mission, eh? Seems to always end with us coming back to this place to let the enemy get shot down by AA guns. And we always seem to end up with two blokes left. I wonder who drew the short straw this time. Anyway, folks. Do I have any damage on me? I had some damage on me last time, and I forgot to point it out. In the latest patch, they added fully dynamic damage, which basically means that if the visual damage on the aeroplane is no longer abstracted. It's a case of if you see a bullet hole on the plane, that is exactly where you were shot. That's exactly where the bullet hit you, which is really cool. When you get home after a sortie and your aircraft has taken some hits, it's actually quite fun to just sit there analysing the damage for a while, because you can see all the bits where the bullets hit you, and you can see where a cannon shell hit on one side of a wing and then exploded on the outside with sort of an exit wound underneath, etc. It's really, really, really in-depth. It's very cool. but it doesn't look like we got hit today. Which is probably for the best, really. I think we'll feel like we beat the odds there. There was a lot more of them than there were of us. Anyway. I'll see you guys when we're back at base. Alright folks, we're nearly home, and on the note of damage, check it out. One of our guys actually did take some hits there, so you can have a look. Man's lucky to be alive, if you ask me, judging by that spread of hits. Yikes. All on the left side, which makes me think that maybe someone was coming at him from this kind of angle. Or maybe this kind of angle when they fired and hit him. But it doesn't look like they hit him with anything particularly high caliber, so yeah, lucky bugger. The Hurricane, of course, like the most part of its fuselage is actually made of wood and canvas, so this damage will be very easy to repair back at base. So one of the things that kept the Hurricanes going during the Battle of Britain actually was the fact that they were so easy to rearm and repair. The Hurricane's a remarkable aircraft, really. I mean, in every respect, other than pure performance, it is an excellent aircraft. It's just the performance numbers where it falls down a bit. Alright, guys. Let's do RTB, shall we? I'll go in first, as usual. I'm starting to get used to Zunino, you know? The general geography of the place, way the hangars and that are laid out. The little runway that's not really a runway, etc. Gonna have to move on soon, aren't we? Just as I got the place figured out. Alright, let's boost propeller pitch all the way up to maximum. And gear down. Bit of nose up trim. 2 greens. Flaps down as well. Give it a bit of welly so we don't stall there. I was cutting it a bit fine there. I was thinking as I was lowering the flaps, I should really throttle up right about now. As I watch the speed needle slowly go down to 100. Okay. This thing is very wallowy at this kind of speed. Bit of nose down trim now, actually. The flaps balloon you so much that you don't really need the nose up trim, do you? Okay, gotta watch out for the radio mast that's just slightly to the left of the runway, along with the windsock. Here we go. Getting bounced around a bit by this crappy weather. Alright. And flare it. 3-point attitude. There we go. Ugh. Another clunker, I'm afraid. That'll do, though. The Hurricane's made of sturdy stuff. It's got stonking great big landing gear. And let's get out of the way so that our chuns can land, and don't taxi into the man with the machine gun. He won't appreciate it. There's nothing else in front of us, is there? I have to admit, actually, one of the things I also love about this plane is just how easy it is to taxi. Some of you may recall the Gaston series where we flew the Spitfire, both the Mark 14 and the Mark 9, and I never really did quite get the hang of it when it came to the ground handling. Alright, flaps up. And engine off. There we go. You guys coming in to land, or are you doing another circuit? Kind of looks like you're doing another circuit. Looks like you were going to land, but you sort of changed your mind. You've gone around. Alright. give us a little fly past, eh? Alright, fair enough. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on that picturesque finish right there, let's go to the debriefing, shall we? Find out who bought the farm today. Well then, let's see. Continue with claims. Now, by my count, I got 3 matches back there. I'm pretty sure I shot down 3. So... yes, we'll claim those. Technically, I suppose you could try and claim 4 on the basis of the one that I shot my sidearm at in midair, but really, I'm fairly convinced the AAA gunners deserve all the credit for that one. So 3 it will be. 3 is a monstrously good haul for one mission anyway. Submit report. I don't know if I'll get all of these, to be fair. They might end up shared kills with someone else or something like that, you never know. Maximum information, start debrief. You can see all of the lovely details. Lots of things happened, apparently. An awful lot of things happened. Bliminick. Right, scroll up to the top. I'll go down for the benefit of those of you at home who like to look through this. Yes, Pier Paolo Oliva of 22 Gruppo Caccia. Yeah, the I noticed some of those MC202s back there had German crosses on them, but they are definitely Italians. I think the German markings on them are actually an error, a bug, since the new patch, which introduced the new marking system for all aircraft. I think I've noticed in a couple of places now, with missions generated by PWCG, the markings are being incorrectly applied over other skins, and so I think that's what's happening with the Italians. They're having German crosses stenciled over their Italian markings because of the new patch. That'll be fixed, I assume, in the new version of the campaign generator whenever that comes out, but I'll just have to put up with it for now. They are definitely Italian, though. You can just tell by the names. Let's see. PE-2 Peshka was brought down by anti-aircraft guns. The pilot was made a prisoner of war, tragically. Didn't even see the Peshkas the entire time. I saw the IL-2s because the Italians were attacking them. I'm gutted I wasn't able to save that poor IL-2 that went down in the trees. I just couldn't get to the Italian fast enough. Very annoying. There were some Germans mixed in there apparently. There was definitely some Germans in 109s apparently. I never saw any of them though. Kind of glad actually, really. I mean, as we've seen, the Italians are less of a handful than 109s. Let's put it that way. There's a noticeable difference in piloting quality between the Italians and the Luftwaffe. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. IL-2 is brought down. I'm looking for the one that was killed that we saw. But these ones are all being shot down by Germans. Oh, here it is. Here it is. IL-2 Mod 41 of the 62nd Ground Attack Air Regiment was brought down by Benito Serafini of 22 Gruppo Caccia. Captain Innocenti Gorokin was killed in action. Yeah, there was no getting out of that, I'm afraid. And then he was immediately, and then Benito here was immediately damaged by yours truly, and then was shot down. He was also killed in action. So you were avenged, brother. Okay. Hurricane was brought down by Oberfeldwebel Karl-Heinz Walbaum of 2 JG51. Yeah, so we lost one. It was Tikhon. Ah. So it was the 2 LXAs that were clowning around at the end there, as it turns out. But yeah, we lost Tikhon to one of the Germans that we didn't spot. Then Renato Ferrante we damaged. Killed him. And then we damaged Augusto Silvestri. Brought down... MC-202 was brought down by an anti-aircraft gun. Who was that? Pierpaolo Oliver. Did I manage to damage him with my pistol? That's what I want to know. Apparently Alexei Yashevsky managed to damage him. I don't remember. Didn't see that happen. But apparently Alexei got some shots into the guy. Well, good for you. I mean, Yashevsky got some shots into him. That's happy Alexei, not grumpy Alexei. I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. Okay, debrief completed. Let's have a look. What's our total? Alexei Tolstokojev, right? That's grumpy Alexei. Grumpy Alexei managed to shoot down a 109 F4. I wonder if the reason he was being so passive at the end there was because he was out of ammunition. That might explain a lot. Because the AI does get very trigger happy with their guns, so it wouldn't surprise me if he unloaded his entire complement of ammunition into that 109. I mean, you almost have to bring these bloody things down. So yeah, he got a 109, and then we shot down 3 MC-202s, and Tikhon was killed, sadly. Next page, Tikhon is dead. Alexei and yours truly got a heap of kills between us. And his plane has been lost, and we were awarded the Order of the Red Star. I should bloody think so. Saved one of my comrades' lives by flying right next to the guy on his tail and shooting him with my sidearm. I frankly, if you ask me, I think that's worth a Victoria Cross, let alone an Order of the Red Star, but I'll take it. And Tikhon was posthumously awarded the Wound Stripe, sadly. There you go. My first Soviet medal. Hurrah! Okay, well, the roster's looking a little thinner these days. Hopefully we get some reinforcements pretty soon, but the last few days of fighting have been a bit desperate, haven't they? Anyway, yeah, about the two Alexeis, let's see. Alexei Tolstokojev here. He's grumpy Alexei. Look at him. Look at that expression. Look at that hair. That's grumpy Alexei. Happy Alexei is Alexei Yashevsky, who is grinning in his photo next to his collection of kills on the back there. These are all photographs of presumably famous Soviet aces. I just don't recognize them. Actually, on that note, the picture we have for James Wallace is actually a picture of a relatively famous British aviator, which was he was Guy Gibson. He was the squadron lead. It was Wing Commander Guy Gibson. He was leader of 617 Squadron, I think. The Dam Busters. He led the dam busting raid. The famous one that got turned into a film of the same name. That's him. I didn't realise that when I picked the photo. I just sort of picked it because I sort of looked like a jolly fellow who's got a pipe in his mouth, and it sort of fit the kind of character I pictured in my head. But turns out that's Guy Gibson. Anyway, right, ladies and gents, the war continues. 157th Fighter Air Regiment is kicking Luftwaffe arse at the moment. Luftwaffe and Regia Aeronautica arse, as it turns out. We're now officially an ace. We have 5 kills to our name, which is nice. Although the way Mr. Wallace here flies, assuming he was in the Battle of France, the Battle of Britain, which he probably was, he's probably already an ace by now. So anyway, yeah, we've lost 3 guys so far. We lost Tikhon. We lost. I've already forgotten the names. That's kind of sad, isn't it? Oleg and Vadim. That was it. Tikhon, Oleg, and Vadim we lost. But in return, we have brought down 8 Germans and Italians. So if we can keep that up, we'll win the war in no time. One can only hope. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. That was a roller coaster, that one. There was so much madness going on. You've got to love the Italians, right? They just... When they make their presence known, they do so very flamboyantly. How many of them are left at this point? Let's see. Let's go to intelligence. Intelligence report. Enemy squadrons. There's even less of them than there are of us now. Germans, by comparison, have very... Well, actually, one JG52 is looking a bit thin on the ground as well. But yes, so the Italians now after that. Goodness gracious me. I mean, they just lost 4 guys in a single mission, so... Yeah. I mean, this is all good news, really, because it means that these elite pilots are hopefully being replaced by rookies with very little experience, which will, in the long run, make our job much easier because the guys we're running into out there are significantly less experienced. And you saw today what difference that makes. So, although speaking of experienced pilots, there is Gunther Rahl himself, top-ranking ace on the continent right now, I think. In 2 JG52. If we go to top aces all. Oh no, he's currently neck and neck with Heinrich Bahr. Heinrich Bahr's flown more missions, but they've both got 18 kills apiece at the moment. Any Soviets on the list yet? Nope, doesn't look like it. They're all Jerrys. Hopefully it won't stay that way for long. But yes. They don't have a lot of kills actually yet. It's not that late in the war yet. They haven't really totted up the massive kills just so far. I mean, the guy at the bottom has only got 8, so it's a little discouraging to realise that nobody in the Soviet Air Force has got more than 8 kills. So yeah, it's early days yet, I suppose, isn't it? I like that you can actually look at their information there. They have the correct photograph. And if you go into here, they have all the correct kills as well, which includes aircraft that aren't even in the game. For example, like this Hawk 75 and the DB3 and SB2s that he shot down, I believe, during the Battle of France. I think that was a French Hawk 75, if I recall. So it has all his kills listed historically accurately as they were. And, of course, his large collection of Iron Crosses that he's already managed to accumulate. So, that's one of the things I love about PWCG. They just have so much wonderful attention to detail like that. Anyway. Cheers, Mendes. I've talked long enough. Time for me to go. Have a good one. Catch you next time.